y'all, Jamari from Precision X. Hope you're doing well. I just want to do a quick video about a course that I recently attended that was spearheaded by Marcy Finn. It was a 2-day course in North Carolina that was taught by an amazing instructor who needs no introduction. He's been in the shooting community for close to 30 years. He was a member of the Army Marksmanship Unit. He holds many titles from the world level, national level, to the club level. He's been on many TV shows, from Mythbusters to Shooting USA. I first met him when I was about 14 or 15. My mom actually took me to Fort Benning to attend the U.S. Army Marksmanship Junior Clinic. And his teammates actually instructed about 80 juniors that year. It was about 2010 or so. I actually still have the target that his teammates signed. You could probably make out his signature right there. And it's without further ado that I introduce Travis Tomasie.
Thank you, Jamari. It's a pleasure to be on with you. It was so awesome to reconnect after all those years. It must have been like 12 or 13 years since I saw you last. And so it was a really cool opportunity for me to see you, and you left such a great impact on me, not only just as an awesome shooter at the junior camp, but as such a respectful young man and such a great person. So it just wanted to let you know, keep being you, because it was awesome.
Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate it. I really learned a lot from you back then, and that really ignited a passion for shooting. I just hope I keep up with the shooting and keep progressing. You guys are, it's amazing what you guys are able to do with pistols, especially at the Army Marksmanship Unit. It was an honor learning from you back then.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. It was a amazing opportunity to be there and to be able to do the junior clinic. I really miss doing that because it's just an amazing opportunity to share what you've been working so hard on and get to, go to work and actually get to work with junior shooters like yourself who were so eager to learn and so doing so awesome already. And then maybe if I could, share with you just a few things, that was awesome. Yeah, really cool opportunity.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So what started you with shooting? What ignited your passion in the shooting sports?
Yeah, so I gotta say it really was my dad. He was shooting IPSC like in the mid 80s or so, way back when. When it was 45 single stacks and like leather holsters, like prehistoric days.
That
And
is cool.
yeah, I'd been playing sports and he offered me, loan me his he had like I think a Glock at the time that I could borrow, which was pretty cool. And I just immediately was like almost addicted to the combination of speed and accuracy in that particular sport, and went and bought my own Glock and just never looked back after that.
That is cool. I'm sure he was really excited to see you progress in the sports and see you rise up the podium. And
I think
I'm sure he's
so.
happy he was able to give you a sport that really made a career for you, a great career.
It really did. That's a good point. He's told me he is very proud, so that's cool to hear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh,
Yeah.
have you had any mentors that you started with that really helped you in the process of, I guess, climbing that podium? Anyone that really sticks out as a great mentor that you've had?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, my dad had like the biggest impact to start with, and he was just so supportive. Like he's, you know, uh, teaching me about speed, and I could be accurate at the time. Like I kind of learned how to hit the target, if you will. But uh, he was like, you can make mistakes. It's okay. Get on the gas. And so he really was very influential in the beginning for me. And then there were some guys at our club, a gentleman named Sandy Wiley, another great one. And then, even though he's younger than me, getting in the Army, in the AMU, Army Marksmanship Unit, was Max Michelle, who uh, was a great, actually, he mentored me a lot on the mindset and really gave me the keys to learning how to win. So I got to give a lot of credit to him. I was when I went in the Army, I was probably like let's say top 5 at nationals in a couple of different divisions, but I didn't really have above the neck what it took to put it all together. And I was probably in the AMU for probably at least 2 full seasons, 2 years before I actually broke through and started winning. And,
Wow.
yeah, I believe he really helped me a lot in that regard. It was, yeah.
That is really cool. It's amazing what a mentor could do, looking into your passion and really helping to fuel your drive. That is really cool. And topics that you just touched on with getting on the gas and mindset. And those are two things I definitely learned this weekend about getting on the gas and mindset. So I'm really going to use that from your course. It really helped me to shoot a lot better this weekend.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. You responded so well. You've always been an awesome shooter. And
Oh,
and you it's so cool to see it just click and you're just right on it. That was really cool.
thank you for that. Thank you. I really never really shot too fast, but the drills that you had us work on really how time the red dot crosses the target and really not really taking too much time with it. That really helped me. I was amazed at hitting the A zone on the target. That really is amazing what your eyes can do. Like you said, it's the fastest muscle in the body, your eyes.
That's right. Exactly. That's right. And shooting being such a visual sport, and we're really amping up the vision and basically, like you said, stepping on the gas and going full throttle and seeing what we can get away with. And just a great way to get faster.
Yes, sir,
Yeah.
definitely. Well, I know over the years you've probably had a lot of different weapon platforms. What platform do you think you learned the most from? Is a 1911 or a striker fire, or what gun did you do the most work with that really helped you progress the most, you think?
Yeah, I like that. That's a great question. I would say that I did my most progression on the 1911 platform. I would say so. And I think that little more forgiving as opposed to I shot a lot of the Glock, and it was funny because I progressing or transitioning to a 1911 and then going from like, oh shoot, like C class up to Grandmaster on it, and then spending all this time on that platform. And I do believe it did help me in ways to go when I went back to a striker fire or when I do shoot a Glock. Um, it has its own challenges, certainly, but I felt that the 1911 is definitely where I saw my most progress. Maybe also a function of being a competitive shooter, and that was sort of the platform for the particular divisions I was shooting. I'm sure that plays a role in it as well. Just probably shooting the most of my combined round count on that platform.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is amazing. I'm a fan of a 1911 as well. That's uh I remember when I was back in the Army marksmanship unit going through the junior course with you. I was shooting a 1911 mil spec, and it. I remember all the juniors had some custom guns and some striker fire guns, and every junior was just like, "Please shoot my gun," and it was. You went down the line and shot everyone's gun. It was just so cool that you shot mine, and even though it was a cheap gun, it just really made me feel good to see you work that gun and shoot it. It was really stuck out. I still remember it to this day.
That's
Still
so
remember it.
cool, my friend. I remember it too now that you say it. Yeah, I remember that. That was really cool. I had so
Yes,
much
sir.
respect for you being out there with a mil spec 1911. That was so cool.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. My I think I ended up going through a few courses with the Army Marksmanship Unit. I went through the international pistol air pistol
Oh,
course taught by Ray
yeah,
Orodondo, I believe.
Arredondo.
And then
Yes.
my mom took me back another year. I went through the service pistol for the bullseye with the same 1911
No
45.
kidding.
And
That
it
is
was funny
so
watching
cool.
you got it's amazing. All of you guys are like a family. And it was really cool to have the service pistol guys talking about having the rack lock up on a grain of sand. And then you guys, completely different mindset with the shooting, but it was cool to
Yes.
be able to use the same gun on the same at Fort Benning. It was really cool.
That's cool. I had no idea you did that. I think that's so cool.
I still like the
Wow.
action team a little bit more though. You guys are
Good
cool.
man.
You guys are cool.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Oh, so what really I guess what keeps your interest going now that you've been at the top of the podium for the world and nationals? What keeps you your excitement still going in the industry?
Yeah, so I believe it's a I have like an innate passion just for competing, number one, and then this whole shooting thing. Like I found that it's an endeavor that like you can never be perfect. You know, you could always be faster, you could always be more accurate. And I think that that really appeals to me. Like there's never a perfect score. It's like even if I come off of a stage and I'm like, man, that felt really good, but I can literally pick sections or even if it's as small as just a single shot that could have been an A, or I could have responded to the beat maybe 300 more. I mean, even something that finite, I think that really attracts me, that it's like something you could do for the rest of your life and constantly looking for better ways to do it, and always looking for I'm always on the lookout for better technique, or some way that I can improve my own technique. And so that appeals to me too. So, yeah, great question, but yeah, I can't see myself, I've never really got, like, burned out even though I've been doing it for so long.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah,
I know you've gone through a lot of ammo over the years, and to say you're not burnt out, that it shows that it is your passion and it keeps you going. That is cool. Oh, and
yes,
no,
yeah.
you're married to a fellow competitor. Do you guys talk shop a lot at home, or you try to separate it?
We do actually, you're right. We talk about, shooting quite a bit. Her being a world champion international rifle shooter, 3 position, uh, she definitely learned the whole a mindset, even though, like, our sports are complete radically different. You know, theirs is all about this, and, certainly they don't push the speed like we do, but we still see there's times where, like, well, let's just stop talking about shooting. Because it's like it can kind of like dominate. But she definitely knows, and she no longer competes, but she knows what I'm going through. Like, if I come back from a match and something happens, or I have a day that's either maybe not the best day, or I have a really great day, she definitely shares that with me, and she knows exactly where my head is at. So it's a
That
unique opportunity.
that is cool. That is
Yeah.
great that you guys understand each other. You're both competitors, and that is great that that works. That is it's a good
Thank
thing.
you. Yeah.
Oh, I guess what is one of the your highlights from the Army Marksmanship Unit? What's something that really
Ooh,
stuck out from that being a
yes.
part of that unit?
Okay, I would say, one of the first things that comes to mind is the opportunity to train fellow soldiers who were deploying, and uh, being able to transfer some of the knowledge that I accumulated in competition, especially in like a CQB format, and being able to like translate that with I always felt very gratifying, more so than like winning a match. It was like maybe, and then seeing it click and then seeing them apply it, I'm like, that might help save his life and make him more effective. So even though it was like I was going to the unit to be able to focus on being a competitive shooter, it was something that came a little later, was the instruction aspect to it, where I'm instructing troops, and being able to really share that knowledge that I had earned the hard way through competition. That was amazing. Like still to this day, that just I feel so fortunate to have that opportunity.
That I know there are a lot of soldiers out here that are really thankful for having you guys and out there to be able to help train them before they go on deployments. That helps to get them back home. That is great. That is great. I guess one other question I would have: what are some mistakes that you see with a lot of new shooters that get into the practical pistol shooting game?
That's a good one. That's a good one. So I see a lot. I see a lot. A very common mistake is that people want to sort of shortcut or bypass what you may call the basics or the fundamentals, but to me, that's the essentials. It's going to build that foundation. For example, I mean examples. I mean like the grip, um, the trigger press, the stance, the visual aspects, the ability just to be on demand to shoot an accurate shot. Like these, I would consider the foundation. And I see so many people, as I did, like I wanted to blow through that stuff. I was like, I don't really see what this has to do with going fast, hitting, knocking down steel fast or shooting holes in the center of a target fast. But in reality, it's like it's the entire foundation that you're going to build on and lean on for the no matter what you're going to do with a gun in your hand. And so even though it may not, to a new shooter, and they always like, well, give me the advanced stuff. I want the advanced stuff. And I'm like, well, we need to still work on your grip, and you're not doing that right, and we need to build a strong foundation. So that would be a very common one that I would see. And then I see two other, as far as it goes to like USPSA or IPSC competitors, where speed and accuracy is both measured. I see like you have kind of have two types of shooters. You have those ones that are hyper accurate, and they're so strung up on shooting all A's that it's very hard to get them to sort of break out of that and work and get on the gas. And because you need to do that at some point, you have to learn to shoot the A's at a really high pace. And then you have the other camp who is like the guys that just hose and have misses all over the place. And then those you need to like, okay, reel them in and let's work on hitting the target. Let's work on your percentage of A's. And I like the challenge of working with those two different types, but that's kind of very seldom do you see like a new guy that goes right down the middle. That's like working on everything and is good at everything. So, but yeah, I would say like one of the biggest mistakes that I see is just trying to blow through the essentials and not spend invest the quality time on, because yeah, Joe, like we talk, I've been shooting almost 30 years, and I'm still like refining things in my grip and my trigger, and my stance is like always evolving. So I think it's huge. Somebody said one time that there were no advanced techniques; there was only advanced application of the basics. And to a large degree, I do agree with that. So that would be like the number one thing that I see. Yeah,
Got it. Got
yeah.
it. I could definitely see where you're coming from, especially with how you were teaching this past weekend with breaking down each step and really having us do the reps in slow motion, really to get the muscle memory, as people say, really moving. And it really helped. It really helped to see the mistakes and really get the movements down. So,
Awesome. I love to hear that. That's a great point about the slow mo too. Great training aid.
yes, sir, I'm going to definitely be using that in the future. Definitely. Thank you for that.
Excellent. Absolutely. Yeah.
You are definitely known for your speed reloads and your speed on the flat range. Just if you were limited to an indoor range, maybe a 25-yard range where they limit you to just no pistol, no drawing from the holster or anything of that nature, what would you work on? What kind of drill would you do if you had to do that for your
Woo.
training? For
Fantastic question. And I've run into this quite a bit. So if you take like, you can't do the weapon manipulation, like your draws and reloads and stuff like that. I'm going to work on number one, groups. I know it sounds boring, but I still want to maintain that accuracy. But I'm also going to work transitions. And even if it's on a single target, using certain aspects of the target to transition and work my visual transitions as well as driving the gun. So I think in that that instance, it's a great time to isolate your transitions. That would
Got
be,
it.
yeah, I would take the opportunity to work those quite a bit in that situation.
Okay, that is great.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we could go ahead and wrap up. Anything else you would like to add, sir? Just you have the floor, whatever you want to let the community know about you or anything.
Jamar, thank you for the opportunity. It's been great to reconnect with you and get the chance to talk tonight. Just love what you're doing and appreciate everything you do for the shooting community. If anybody out there that wants to improve their shooting, I highly recommend that if you can, it's good to get a course, get a good class with a good instructor. That can shortcut certainly your learning curve and get you on the right path. And don't be afraid to do, dry fire. When we mean dry fire, like as long as there's no ammo in the gun, it's in a different room. You can work on everything: your draws, your reloads, your movement, your transitions, pretty much anything that doesn't involve recoil management. You're not going to get that. But everything else, I highly recommend it. And I think it's a great, inexpensive way to work on your pistol craft.
That sounds great. And do you have any upcoming courses anywhere in the country that you would like to tell us about?
Yeah, let's see. I have we're starting to book for next year, so I believe we're going back to North Carolina, hopefully in sometime the first quarter, and then to Colorado. And I need to update my website, travistomasie.com, but I'll have a schedule on there with all the classes. So if anybody is interested, would love to work with them.
That sounds great. Thank you for all you do, and thank you for being one of the most open and honest and a humble competitor. You're just a wealth of knowledge, and thank you for sharing that with so many people. It really speaks volumes to the kindness that you show.
Thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Well,
you.
take care, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.